Hey guys, welcome back to Objective Reviews. My name is Nick and this is the Q&A and giveaway announcement video. So if you came here for an app review or some hardware review, well, you can skip right ahead unless you have entered the giveaway. So I have already picked out the winner and I'm sure you guys are excited to find out who it is, if it's you. And well, the winner is Karan Kohli. Congratulations, Karan. I have already contacted you. Just check your email and let me know. There will be another one in a couple of days and I will be announcing that soon and the other next Q&A. But let's get started with this one. So the very first question we have today is from Gaurang Joshi as always. And his question is, favorite piece of tech you own apart from your smartphone and the camera? Well, so apart from the smartphone and camera, my favorite tech that I own is this guy. Yeah, right there. So that should have been pretty obvious, like I told you in the comments. That rig has been fruit of labor for over 2.5 years, and I finally have it working absolutely rock solid, stable, touch wood, and I have everything working on it. It's a Hackintosh on a 5820K chip at 4.4 or 4.5 gigahertz. I don't remember exactly, but it's pretty amazing and has to be hands down my favorite tech, way above my camera and my smartphone as well. Next up is Rishabh Kabade, and his question is things to do in 2018, my list of things to do in 2018. Well, right on top of that list is to get a proper studio and get more folks onto the Objective Reviews team, and that has been the plan of Designing Studios for this year. Not sure about the team part working out in this year itself, but at least I want to get down a studio place, a proper studio place where I can continue making videos and make more videos by getting in more people, so there are simultaneously multiple videos being produced at the same time. And second on that list has got to be eating a lot better. I noticed something which was truly horrifying to me personally, that my eating trends took a nosedive because I got incredibly busy and then I started eating not so great food for my body, and that is something I definitely want to change in this year, and I have started. So January and February have been great. If you're following me on Instagram, you've probably seen that. So I'm definitely making that transition back to eating good food. Maximus and Dhruv ask, what is my job? So I make iOS apps. I am the lead engineer and designer at Designing Studios. I make YouTube videos. I'm also the head engineer and designer for Simba. And I also do a lot of food photography where I work with multiple restaurants. So I wear multiple hats, and that requires me to have a pretty properly noted down schedule. So if you haven't seen my videos on Fantastical and things, they're out there in the playlist. I'll link them here. You can go check them out. And that's how I roll. The next question comes from Reza Purbaya. I hope I got your last name right. He asks, mention two people you love most than your family. And I really love this question. They have to be my two best friends. One I grew up with from school, and the other I met at a photography class. I'm not going to take any names because I don't want to offend anyone here, but I absolutely love and adore them. They are the most closest people to me apart from my family, and yeah, I am who I am partly because of them as well. So Dhruv Dutt has another question, his main question, and that is my opinions about the Aadhaar case. Okay, this one is a bit difficult for those who are not aware of what Aadhaar is, for probably people outside India. Well, Aadhaar is like our American counterpart of a social security number. However, what has happened is that there are very few data security laws around the whole Aadhaar mechanism, and there are a lot of privacy issues which are being brought up, and there are a lot of issues being brought up regarding the validity of the data that is being stored. Now, given these problems, people have approached our Supreme Court, and what they are asking the Supreme Court is to look into these matters very carefully and understand that this affects 125 crore people, and that is a massive number. So when you compare it to something like the population of the United States, it's almost roughly 4.5 times, if my math is right, and that is a huge number. And when you have biometric data of so many people, and when the company who is in charge of protecting the integrity of this data starts to fail, and well, the whole thing just collapses on itself, and that is what we are witnessing right now. There's a French white hat hacker who has been exposing the frivolous security that is in place in their Android app, and it just worries me how easy it is to get access to such data. We've also had a case where you could buy all of this data except for the biometric data, of course, online for just 500 bucks. That's roughly $8 to $9, and that is very cheap for a lot of data, and again raises a lot of questions. So my thought about the Aadhaar case is that it is a legitimate case that needs to happen in the Supreme Court. It needs to follow the full course of its proceedings, and towards the end of it, we either get one of the two things. Either Aadhaar becomes validated or it becomes invalidated. Either way, it is going to force our legislation to bring around changes to our data security laws and our data privacy laws, and this is something that we absolutely need right now. It's 2018 and we are lagging behind in terms of having such laws, let alone improving them. So first of all, we need these laws to happen before such systems can be properly put into place. Now, my personal stance is that I am not in favor of Aadhaar right now, but if our legislators are able to bring in stronger data privacy laws and stronger privacy laws in general, then my opinion may change. But until then, I am against the whole matter. And the last question from Rishabh again, he asked me that I can choose not to include it in the video, but I am going to. Chitrai Bandhu or Kaka Halwai. Now, this is a very local thing, and for those of you who don't know what this is, well, they are two sweet vendors in Pune, the city I live in, and they are like very, very, very famous, and they have some hardcore cult following behind them. So, Rishabh, here's my answer. Chitrai Bandhu for the Sakri Pede and Kaka Halwai for the Kandi Pede. You can't go wrong with that. Well guys, that was the Q&A for January and February clubbed together into one. If you have any questions, you can always leave them down in the comments, and if you don't want to do it right now, you can do it later when the next video announcement goes up. And if I did not answer your question, which I think I answered all questions. Yeah, I did answer all questions. So yeah, have a great week, and I look forward to you seeing me in the next video. Cheers.